Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and I want to talk about one of the things that Dungeons and Dragons can help us do, and that is an appreciation, a deep, profound appreciation of life itself, an exploration of life itself. And I want to talk about this in context to Bad Boys 4, Bad Boys Ride or Die, and yeah, and so let's jump right into this. And spoilers for Bad Boys Ride or Die here. So I saw Bad Boys Ride or Die. I loved it. 5 out of 5 star movie. It's the perfect movie at the perfect time. It's really fantastic. And it has this incredibly well written aspect to it that I thought it really made the film. And that was Bad Boys 1, 2, and 3 is the same formula, right? Oh, hey, tough leading man Will Smith does tough leading man stuff. He's the hero. He does all the cool stuff. And then Martin Lawrence is here for you to laugh at, right? Like, and just like a joke, not really, never gets to be cool, never gets to be tough, never gets to be reckless, right? Never gets to be dangerous, right? And they completely flip this. It's astounding, right? So basically, the whole movie is filled with Martin Lawrence saving Will Smith multiple times. Martin Lawrence doing reckless, brave, dangerous things. Martin Lawrence being heroic. Martin Lawrence being like the prototypical alpha male. It's incredible because you don't expect it, right? And he doesn't look like that traditionally in any way. He's the opposite of Will Smith. And Will Smith is completely sidelined from any coolness in this film by panic attacks. And they're like, if you have panic attacks, you can't be relied on, right? And women are not going to want you to protect them. Men are not going to want you to protect them, because when it comes to push or shove, when it comes to the moment of fear, you will fold. And it was really astounding that Will Smith was able to play this, right? He's coming off the Will Smith slap. You're expecting him to return to form and show everybody that he's a leading man. And what he shows is he says, hey, I'm, a person who can really get into the slot and do what's needed for the narrative. And it's powerful. I've never seen anything like it. Now, all this happens on the Martin Lawrence side because his character has a heart attack because he's eating too many Skittles and Doritos. Literally, that's what the movie shows. It's pretty astounding. It also, man, holy cows. What are these brands signing up for? They're like, yeah, we will pay you to say that if you eat Skittles and Doritos, you will straight up have a heart attack, right? You're like, you paid for that? Or like, it's pretty astounding. And they're like, everybody already knows. People know that Skittles and Doritos are worth having a heart attack for. Like, okay. It's like, it is pretty incredible, right? But he has a heart attack. And then when he comes out of the heart attack, and this is the point of the video today, when he comes out of the heart attack, he's like, hey, I just died, right? I went, I saw the tunnel, right? And I was allowed to come back. And the reason why is it's not my time to die, right? And my time to die won't come for a few years at least, right? So I have a 3-year window where nothing can kill me. And this is fascinating, right? Where he, and he could take any risk he wants, and he doesn't have to have any fear of dying at all. And it transforms his character. But first, before, and I've already talked about that in a different video. But what's really fascinating is what he does the moment he awakes, right? So he awakes, right? And he immediately pulls out his IV, pulls out the respirator on his face, and he gets up, right? And he's just in he is just in a hospital gown, cheeks to the wind, and he just walks through the hospital and goes straight to the roof. Takes the elevator straight to the roof, and it is incredible what he does. He goes right to the roof. He goes up on top of a 15-story building, right? And like a lot of times you're like, oh man, if you fall off a 3 or 4 story building, you're gonna hurt yourself, but that ain't gonna be the end of you. this dude, man, he gets all the way up, and that's it. Like he gets to the 15th floor, and they show to look down, right? And they're like, if Martin Lawrence falls off this ledge at the top of this hospital, he dies, right? And Martin Lawrence goes right up to the edge, right? Puts his hands out, right? And frankly, I think it was a biblical reference. I think he was supposed to look like Jesus at Golgotha, right? And this is surprising, right? You're in the middle of a Bad Boys ride or die film. You don't expect to see, Golgotha biblical references, right? But this movie really is profound, and it has a real message for every Dragon Master, right? And so what he does is he just spreads his arms out and he puts his face to the sun, right? And at this point, Will Smith, now just a ridiculous ball of fear, nothing impressive, nothing to be, oh, there's Will Smith. No, it's like, oh, is that Will Smith? He's just a laughable joke in this film? And they're like, yeah, that's, we're willing to go there. We're willing to do what it takes to deliver an incredibly different, shocking narrative. And they do. It really did transform the story. It was incredible, right? So basically, and he is just celebrating life. And the reason why is he almost just died, right? And he's like, I want to squeeze every bit of marrow from life. I want to feel the wind on my face. I want to see the sun in the sky. I want to get back to my wife. I want to enjoy a physical relationship with my wife. I want to taste salt. I want to taste sugar. I want everything, man. I am ready for life. And I am so glad that I'm alive. And I'm so glad that I narrowly escaped death. And I'm like, whoa, man, this is really incredible, right? And the reason why is we should be seeing this scene in our Dungeons & Dragons games, in our Dungeons & Dragons campaigns, in Dungeons & Dragons sessions. We should be, our Dragon Master characters should be doing this. And our Dragon Masters should be doing this with our Dragon Master characters. We should be saying, oh my gosh, we just defeated an Oitog, right? And I went into a death save, right? And you got and you came over and stabilized. My gnome fighter came out, and you, the elf wizard, stabilized me. And I'm so happy to be alive. And I can't wait to get to the tavern. I can't wait to tell everyone the story. I can't wait to spend half my gold and give everybody in the next village some wealth and some food and some ale. And I am so glad I'm alive, right? And we just run this in Dungeons & Dragons, where we're like, oh, long rest, everything's cool, we're good to go. I don't care that I'm alive again. But death saves, you are literally at the precipice of death. You are one roll away from dying. And we don't see Dragon Masters having these incredible, unique, wonderful scenes where we're celebrating life. And celebrating life because it was almost snatched away from us, right? And this is where Dragon Masters need to go. We need to not only have a strong understanding of death, and I've discussed that a lot on my channel, like how Dungeons and Dragons and exploring death itself is really a critically important aspect of what we're experiencing. But it's also very much like, it's really important to understand that we are celebrating the life that we have. Every death save is critical. It should remind us, right, what it means to be with other adventurers, what it means to have another cold milk at the tavern, what it means to wake up and see the sunrise on Krynn, on Ravenloft, on Eberron, on the Forgotten Realms, on Greyhawk. This is important. To see, 3 suns rise on Spelljammer, right? This should be celebrated, and we need to get there. It's extremely important. And Bad Boys Ride or Die is every Dragon Master content. and there's so much to learn from it. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments and send your traffic, please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.